Back to our weather impacts tonight. Man, we had quite a day, Brittany, and I'm just feeling for the folks, of course, you know, the family members that we had that one death in Iredell County, and then our northern counties. I mean, Avery County, they are really reeling here. The hits keep coming.
Yeah, it just feels like they can't catch a break here. But thankfully, at least in the near term, not a lot of additional rainfall to talk about. There are still some slick spots out on the roads. You can very clearly see this from our boom camera, and also some areas with some lowered visibility. As I step off for a second, you can see that a little bit in the bottom right-hand portion of your screen over toward Charlotte Motor Speedway. But otherwise, really the biggest impacts from our day are over. But do caution you to be aware, of course, of those slick areas on the roadways and a little bit of those debris spots as you head out the door tomorrow morning. Temperatures did reach the mid-60s today, which gave us enough fuel for those strong storms to roll through the region. Right now, our temperature sits at 61 and will only drop to the 40s overnight, so it will be a little bit mild heading into your Monday morning. Winds about 10 or so miles per hour. Not a significant impact for you, but it has been a bit breezy, even now that this front has passed by. We are seeing some gusts about 20 or so miles an hour in Charlotte, close to 30 in the mountains. The reason why we bring this up is while this is nowhere close to severe thunderstorm wind gusts, the ground is extremely saturated, which does mean that trees could topple over a little bit easier, which could cause additional isolated power outages. Thankfully, by tomorrow morning, these gusts are going to go down substantially, but especially up in the mountains where the gusts are higher, definitely be sure to keep a close eye on those items. As we go, of course, throughout the evening, not a lot of rain additionally expected. You can see a few little slick spots there, a little bit of rain in Caldwell County. It is mostly light east of 77, a few light showers there too. Severe risk is over, but we saw substantial wind reports over the last 24 hours. You can see 40 wind reports that were related to some kind of wind damage or strong wind gusts. And that's across our entire area, including all 22 counties. Now, the most was the metro up toward I-40 corridor, but we still saw some decent wind gusts as those storms passed east over toward parts of Anson County and Richmond County. Overnight, I do think we'll see a few areas of isolated rain up in the mountains, but do look to be relatively quick moving, so shouldn't be an additional impact for those areas. As we look ahead to the next few weeks, it's actually going to turn a lot different. The last few days have been kind of a roller coaster ride, but we have seen a decent amount of rain. Well, that's not really in the forecast over the next few weeks, but what is a lot of cold air. In fact, over the next 6 to 10 days, we're expecting to get a lot colder heading into 2025. But as we look at the 2-week forecast, there are really strong signals that not only are we going to be below average, but probably the coldest air that we have seen since so about a year ago from now, early 2024. We're talking the potential of single-digit wind chills, even across parts of Charlotte, Atlanta, all the way up there into Northern Virginia. So big cool down is on the way. If you like the cold air and you've been wishing for it, wanting it, here it comes. Again, this will be mostly that second week of January, likely into the third week of January. So this will not impact the new year, but it is going to be a big impact as we look ahead. And there will be multiple opportunities for snow across the mountains and even some wintry mix possible even here in Charlotte. But again, lots of time to look at it, lots of time to give you updates on that. Just know it is likely coming that second and third week of January. In fact, you can check out your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast and see that it does get cooler heading into the first few days of 2025. But as we look at that extended forecast, I mean, even our 10-day starting to show those indications. By the end of my 10-day forecast, I have a high temperature barely reaching 40 degrees and overnight lows definitely hovering in the teens and lower 20s.
Wow.